Hello, everybody. Welcome to Turnip's Farm, the Stardew Valley playthrough, and right now we are at episode 7. So, trucking right along. And then after last week's episode, I did go in and I did figure out how to be able to go from one thing to the other. So, um, super nice. Now you don't have to see that super weird mirror on mirror on mirror on mirror screen. So I can just switch right to the wiki as needed. Um, yeah. So after last week's episode, I did go and I fished for 2 days off camera. That's all I did was fish. Because I think that showing fishing on screen is super boring, especially when you do it for 2 days on end, and it was about an hour that I fished. So that's a whole episode. A whole episode of watching me fish, for me, is boring, so I cut it out. I had a cut scene with Emily where she allowed me access to her sewing machine. So, and I leveled up on foraging and fishing. But that's about it. And then here, as soon as we get in, I will show you all the fish that I caught. So yeah, let's get right down into it. So today, it is the green rain, so we have lots of things to go and do today, lots of things to find. And there's cat hair in my mouth. So this chest here, this is all the fish that I caught whilst fishing. So now that y'all have seen it, I'm going to sell everything. I'm not going to sell everything because some of it I need to keep for certain things. Yep, but all of these fish I'm going to sell. So in those 2 days that I've fished without you guys, I was listening to music, and recently my music has been I'll go and I'll just like look up on Spotify white girl music, or like white girl hits or white girl summer or something like that, because recently I've been seeing a lot of memes of people dancing on the TikTok or whatever, on the TikTok, the tickety talk, and people being like, yeah, but when the white girl music comes on in the club or whatever, and I don't go to the club. Look at me. Get right in there. I don't go to the club. I'm right here. This is what I do. So, I wanted to know what it was like when white girl music came on the club. So, that's what I was doing when I was fishing, is I was listening to those playlists and music that I've saved from those playlists. What is this? Bush. Okay, it's Friday, so there should be things that I want to do, but because of the hefty rain, I don't know if I'll be able to pick up my axe. And if I can't pick up my axe, then I can't chop down a lot of these really nice trees that I sure would like to have seeds for. So, unfortunately, I think we're going to be, because of my own poor planning, we might be limited today. But no harm in stopping and looking and seeing if Clint is open today. I doubt he will be, because I feel like everyone's going to be at the saloon. But we can stop and we can look. Because I sure would like to cut down some of these cool trees, because I believe that they have their own seeds, and you can grow them later. Yes. Oh. No! It's fine. I had false hope. False hope. But that's fine. I think that once we have a decent amount of moss, I think the important thing will be to go and do some of that rainy day only fishing. So never fear, you will see more fishing. So much fishing to be done. But I think maybe aiming for like 50 moss, because we're still going to get moss other ways. It's just this is the easiest time to get it. Moss is pretty new because it came in the 1.6 update, so it's still pretty new to me. I know that we need it for the community center, and you can use it for crafting a recipe to eat. I don't really know if it's needed for anything else crafting wise. But I think if we aim for, 50 or so, that would be in a good place. Okay. Fish. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Alright. Yes, it works. Okay. Yay! Weather. It has to be windy. I didn't know windy was a weather. Okay. Ocean rain. We need a red snapper. River rain. Shad. Okay. Ocean first for the red snapper. We only need one. And then the shad. Spring, summer, fall. 2 a.m. 7 p.m. Okay, yes. Beach first. Then the river. Boom. Did it. I wasn't worried. I was never worried. Never worried at all. Nope. Perfect. Everything went according to plan. However, I've never been in here during the green rain, so. Okay, yeah. Okay, Pam, settle down. I will be careful out there. Look at me go. Carefully going through your trash. Ooh. Little worms. Alright. Buckle in. I want that little red fish. Nice. Oh boy. No one panic. I'm a professional. Red mullet. Mullet? When I fish, I'm super, like, in the zone, so I'm sorry if this part's kind of boring, but I just need that little red fish. We have until, I think, 7 p.m. to catch it. Yeah, there he is. Easy. Oh, purple. And then we're gonna have to clean up a little bit if we're gonna have room for the rest. And then we're just gonna go to the bridge right outside and try and get a gold shad. Is it a shad? Is that what I'm going for? The green fish. Normal. I think that the mining is going to be a lot more fun to watch than the fishing. The fishing takes forever. And I don't have anything to talk about because my life is boring, Noah. It's boring. Nope. It's okay, we'll get there. Hopefully today, so that we don't have to do this again. At least not till the fall. If we can get this until the fall, that'd be so fun. 3 of them. Come on, man. I'm getting perfect casts, too, so, like, I don't see what the problem is. Ooh, something more interesting. A pike, perhaps. Yeah. We're full. Okay. I think we might need to just go drop some things off and come back. We'll drop things off at home now, and then we'll just make a community center run later. Whoa. All right. Back to chorin'. I don't know, maybe you'll find it interesting. I have backyard chickens, so I have some pet chickens. And this week they started laying their first eggs, which I'm super excited about. So far, I think it's only one bird that has started laying. It's possible that there's two. But all I've been getting are these brown eggs, and I've got 4 females, 1 male. So I should theoretically be getting at least 2 colors of eggs based on the breeds that I have. Um, but I've had, come on, kid. Ugh. I've had 5 eggs laid, 3 of them usable. 2 of them had soft shells. So it was like laid, just the membrane of the egg was laid. There was no shell formed around it. And sometimes when you have young birds, that just happens. But increasing the amount of calcium that they have will also help because the eggshells are made of calcium. So I put out more calcium and I added calcium like to their treats. So when I lock them up at night, if they've been running around and I give them a snack, I've put the oyster shell and the dust and the bits in there with the treat so that at least they maybe understand, oh, this is actually something I can eat. Because the feed that they have in their feeder right now is still like not baby food, but it's like for growing the flock. It's not layer pellets, which have the calcium added to it. So I've got 3 eggs on my kitchen counter, and I'm super happy about it because I haven't had eggs in a long time. Because last year, November of last year, a dog killed all my chickens. So some random dog, I never saw it. But since then, we have fortified the chicken coop and gotten new chickens. So I like them a lot. It's a good group. I've got 2 silkies and 3 full-sized, standard-sized chickens. And all of them are named after fruit. That's kind of our thing, is our indoor pets are named after vegetables and our outdoor pets are named after fruits. So right now I think rhubarb is the only hen laying, but one of the eggs was a little bit different today. I've been leaving the eggs in the nest box for a couple extra days so they can kind of learn where to lay, because chickens will go and lay where there's already eggs. And that's kind of how you can train them, not to just go lay in random weird places. But since the chickens have been free roaming during the day, especially while I'm on my weekend, they could be laying out, not in the coop, and I won't know. Because I won't find those eggs. So this week will be the real test on if they're locked up for a week. How many eggs am I going to find in there? Alright, one more fish, then we're giving up. Alright, that's fine. Not a fish, but it was a catch. So the chickens that I have now, their names are rhubarb, olive, grapefruit, or grape, fig, and then the rooster, our roosters, we don't really give names to generally because roosters, if they become dangerous, quote unquote dangerous, or if they're a nuisance, we just get rid of them. So we don't really want to have names for them because, oh, what if we have to get rid of it? Like, we don't necessarily want to get rid of it, or, you don't want to eat an animal that you have a name for necessarily all the time. Or you don't want to get attached, or, blah, 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 blah. So the last roosters, we've just called them Rooster. This rooster, he looks just like a rooster that I have at work, just younger. And the rooster we have at work, his name is Grandpa. So I've been calling this one Uncle or Nephew, depending on the day, depending on the mood I'm in. So that's kind of his name. His name is still Rooster, but that's his, nickname, his pet name. Today we definitely need to go pick up that axe. No more diddling around. Alright, we can definitely fit some more rows. I'm looking for the fertilizer. All right. Let's clear out. We're gonna do a community center run. And perhaps a Gunther run. And we're just cursoring slowly over the fish. See if there's anything the community center desires. Okay. I know she wants several of these things, we just don't have enough of them. Gunther. We can definitely do that now. Need a him. He can come. She can come. He can come. We're going to the community center. We're going to the blacksmith. And we're stopping at the library. Big day. Busy, busy, busy. Don't look, Sam. Sam! So for the rest of my, sorry, I'm gonna start that over. Today, I have already recorded last week's episode, and posted it, with the, the delay. Are you, bro? What a bummer. This inventory is a problem. Let's just clear out. Nice. Okay. Definitely not going to have the inventory space for all of that while we still have our... Sorry. Felt like I needed to sneeze or something. We'll drop off at the community center and then we'll go back and do the geodes. That way we have the inventory space. But like I was saying, this is the second episode that I'm recording today, so... plus I did the 2 days of fishing, so it's kind of like a full day for me, but like that's fine because this is the 1 day a week where I'm alone in the house all day and I have time to do it, and I want to do it without being someone else listening to me because I'm still a little bit embarrassed just to be talking to myself. Not embarrassed anymore that I'm like making YouTube videos because I'm really enjoying it, so I'm not embarrassed about that anymore. I was a little bit at first. But I think I'm over it now. I enjoy it. And I'm a confident person. Or so I'm telling myself. So. What was I saying? Anyway. So yeah, this is the second episode that I've recorded today. So I don't really have much to tell you about my day, about my week. The chicken little tidbit, that was my kind of my thing. Right now on my stove, I have a pot of flowers boiling, which sounds silly, but I have sheep's wool that I've been trying to come up with dyes for to change the color, make dye baths, and I have a bunch of these little sunflowers growing in my yard that are really more like a black-eyed Susan type of situation. I'd have to look up the exact like species and stuff to say, but it's pretty prolific, and I had quite a few plants pop up in my yard this year because there's these birds that scatter the seeds, and then the seeds are really tiny. So they kind of have exploded over the yard. There is a certain spot where I want them to grow, and they have not grown over there yet, to my dismay. But I have so many flowers and seed heads this year that I am going to save a whole bunch of the dried pods, or flower heads, and I'm going to save them for next spring when it starts to rain, and I'll go and put them out then. Save them in the shed till then. Anyway, so that pot has been boiling all morning since before I started recording the first episode at 9, and it's 12:30 now. I like this one. This one's pretty. And so I just got up and I like turned it off because it's pretty much boiled those seed heads like pretty good, and then the water has reduced a lot. So I'll strain out all of the flour bits and put it into a jar and wait until I have some wool that I want to dye. I'll either do the raw wool, and I say raw, it's not going to be raw, it'll be cleaned wool, which is kind of like part of this new hobby that I have going on, like the fiber crafty stuff. So it's just kind of another step of that, because raw wool is like straight off the back of the sheep. And I do have that, or at least I did until this past weekend when I cleaned it all. But you clean it and you get all of the sheep's oils off of it. Sheep are very oily. And then you need to let it dry, and you comb it, and all kinds of things to make it workable. And so what I have now in my spare room, which is my craft room, is just a bunch of bags of this cleaned wool. But some of it, I have some black, and then I have some that's black with white hairs kind of mixed into it, like that sheep was turning gray. And then I have a sheep that is red, but she wasn't like mixing gray and white hairs in with her wool. She was red when she was born, and then by the time she was a year old and got shorn, her hair had changed to gray. So the first like half of this lock of hair is red, and then the other half or 3/4 is gray. So I'm excited about that one. And then I had several sheep that were just white, and some of them stained. So he's white, but he laid in his own pee a whole bunch and in the mud, and it kind of stained it yellowish, reddish, orange. So, oh, pardon, big yawn. So the dye bath is mostly being processed for those. Let's see, where can I put this big, beautiful... Yeah, let's give that a go for a little while, see what happens. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on in the background today. Yesterday I did a lot of gardening, so I was tired and warm being out in the sun. It's going to be in the 90s most of this week, so I don't know where I was going with that. It's going to be in the 90s. It's going to be hot. I think we're going to make this chest just fishing stuff. And so everything else is going to get taken out and moved. Anything that isn't fish or fishing related. So we'll grab fish and fishing stuff from these other chests. Let's see. There's a fish. My garden's doing pretty good this year. It's doing a lot better than it has in the previous years. I think at least half of that I have to credit to the weather. This year's weather has been so much better than the past several years. Last several years have been dry and miserable. And this summer, up until this past month, we've had quite a bit of grace with the summer weather. We've had rain, and we've had nights that the temperatures got down into the 60s, like low 70s, high 60s, and that was nuts. I was like flabbergasted. I didn't expect us to be able to get temperatures like that because it's just been so bad the past several years. Yeah, but it's been really nice. I've had tomatoes like I've never been able to get tomatoes before. I've been struggling. I've only had this garden now for this is the third year. Struggle, 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 struggle after struggle. Like learned a lot. Had to learn a lot and had to learn it slowly because working full time also it's just hard to be able to commit my entire energy to a project that I just don't have any energy for by the end of the day. Because working on a farm is also hard work. It's not easy, even when it's zookeeping, and so it's different. There's not as many animals, but it's an exhibit, so you have to keep it clean and looking pretty and looking nice. So the work it's not as difficult as regular farming, but it is still challenging, especially on the body. Okay, I've got this empty chest, and I've got this chest with mostly mineral stuff in it. So I think I'm gonna keep this one as like mining and minerals and whatnot. This one we'll just put a bunch of produce and whatnot in there. Minerals. And I think I'm gonna put the wood in there as well. Those are all like crafting things, bomb for the mines. Oops. Clothes. We'll put clothes over here with the tools. And seeds as well. Seeds and fertilizers. Okay. Produce and foraging. All the things that we can grow. Put the mining stuff in there for now. This stuff's gonna fill up pretty quickly. We'd never ended up needing that yam, but we'll hang on to it still for a bit longer. And here we'll just put the miscellaneouses for now. These are seeds. We could just put this right here. Perfect. Oh, I got my axe back today. Yeah, so gardening yesterday, I had several beds that have kind of been taken over, or that hadn't been doing very well. Like I was really neglecting the potatoes that I planted, but I was planting them kind of just because someone had gifted me the seed potatoes, and so like I wasn't that invested in them. I just was like, oh well, here's a spot that I have open. I'll just stick them in the ground. So stuck them in the ground, and I did get something. They're all pretty small because didn't water them a lot. But it wouldn't be difficult to just like go plant them again, and they'll just have them grow again. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Um, it's the end of July, and potatoes need a few months. So July, August, September, October. I could get some potatoes harvested again before the fall. Um, it just depends on if these potatoes want to grow or not. Sometimes it takes potatoes a little while to get old enough to basically be like, oh yeah, no, I'll grow a plant. I think I'm gonna get I'm gonna keep these on me. And perhaps we'll go and see what's going on in the mines. Go see where we're at. We're only level 75 in the mines right now, so we could probably do some mining. Good luck. It's nice. Oh, and it is Sunday. So there will be a traveling trader, traveling merchant to talk to today. Yeah, so harvested those potatoes just to get them out of there, clean up the space because weeds were really starting to take over my aisles. I put fresh wood chips on the aisles of my garden this year, and they must have come from a Bradford pear, which I hate Bradford pears, but I had little Bradford pears just popping up all through my mulch, because, you grind it up and then the little seeds are still in there because little pear seeds are so tiny. I would collect those, but I do not have any bait. So I'll deal with it later. Traveling merchants down this way. Yeah, so I didn't even finish the entire potato bed because I had done so much in other areas. But I did half of it. I pulled back all of the straw that I had on there and dug around, found as many potatoes as I could, and I got like a decent amount, like enough for a few meals for the two of us. Tea sapling. I don't think I need just one of those. I feel like I need a bunch. Yeah, I need 5, so buying just one probably isn't going to be worth it. What I probably need to do is... Oh, it's a log. Nope. I was going to say we could bust through there, but... Our fiddlehead ferns... Hold on. Our fiddlehead ferns... Summer or spring? Summer. But we can find them in Skull Cavern. If we get to Skull Cavern in the first year, we can get them on those like dinosaur levels. And I think we only need one. Wow, you can make them into stuff. That's nuts. Yeah, so we need 1 for the chef bundle. We need 5 for the wild medicine bundle. So I just don't feel like it's a good use of $500 at this point in our journey. But, I think that this is worth it. I'm trying to get friends with Caroline, but you know, it just like takes freaking time. Increased luck. This would get us chef's stuff without having to upgrade the kitchen. Okay. So it is summertime, it's fiddlehead fern season, so what we'll do is we'll just upgrade the axe again to iron, and then we'll be able to cut through that log, get the fiddleheads, easy. Easy objective. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. To the mines. Okay, so the space that I cleared out in my potato bed, I have 2 rhubarb plants at the end. So I put some compost mulch on those bad boys because I really had been struggling with rhubarb, and my Grammy keep telling me that it's too hot down here, they can't be in the sun, they need to be in the shade. So I transplanted what I had out of the sunny area and into a place that gets shade until noon and then shade after 4, which in my opinion, that's pretty shady. And then also it was being shaded by the really tall weeds growing all around it. So, doing pretty well, I think. I don't know. It's alive and the leaves don't look awful, and it actually has more than 1 leaf, so I think it's doing okay. So, gave that bad boy some mulch to help him, you know, feel better, do his thing. Level 2 sword, level 3 sword, level 5 sword, level 6, obviously. Bring a little bit of food down there with us, and we'll see what we can do. So in the places where I dug up all those little baby potatoes, I planted, I kind of am a bit of a, I'm developing my style of, my gardening style, and I'm doing some, what people have been calling chaos gardening, and I'm really digging it because I don't know if you can tell from playing, but I'm a little bit ADHD, a little bit getting distracted kind of a thing. So my gardening style very much reflects that. As not being able to always focus on one thing all at the same time. So like I'll jump from project to project a lot. Ooh, very nice. So being able to plant more than one thing in one space is helpful. It also maximizes the space and adds like biodiversity, and biodiversity is big for me. Love it. So I planted barley, and it like pearl barley, and I bought the seeds for that at the Asian market. And I say seeds, I literally just bought like a pack of barley, like you're supposed to cook it and eat it. But I was like, I want to see if maybe this will grow for fun. There's all kinds of beans and grains and herb seeds and stuff like that at the market for a lot cheaper than at the grocery store, like Walmart or whatever, because it's just not like current in our culture to buy barley and eat it, at least in that way. Like I don't think I could find that at Walmart, or at least not my Walmart. Different Walmarts will carry different things based on the, you know, the ethnicity or cultures that are in that area. Which in one sense, that's pretty smart. Like there's 2 Walmarts that I'll frequent, and one I like that it has a lot of different um, uh, like the section in the pet section is there's a lot more like horse and pig and goat stuff, like not a lot but like some, um, which says to me that there's definitely people that either do 4-H or have small hobby farm in the area that have like those pets. Whereas like the Walmart further south of my house has a lot more, like their section for Mexican food is a lot bigger. Cudgel. Cudgel. Hmm. 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 No. Cool, but it's about the same. Anyway, for some reason... Oh, the Asian market. Pearl. Barley. Planted barley in the garden. I can keep track of my thoughts. Who do you guys think? Who do you think you're talking to? Who do you think's talking to you right now? I think I planted probably like carrots and radishes and a few other random little seeds that are quick. I probably planted cilantro because I want cilantro this time of year, but it like bolts really quickly. So I plant a lot of it in a lot of random places where it's going to get shaded because it just doesn't handle the heat. And so that's that garden bed. I also, the garden bed right next to that, I had planted peas and beans this spring, and the peas did great, but they've since died because they don't like the heat. And then the beans did not do great because I have a rabbit in the yard, and she loves beans. It's her favorite thing to steal from me. I did a really good job of, I think, overplanting beans to try and combat her specifically. Um, so for her, I will plant a bunch of extra beans around the yard. I like sprinkled just random, like I went to the grocery store, bought the 15 bean soup mix, and just took those dry beans and just scattered them all over the yard, and she gobbled those little baby plants up. It was awesome. I did not have to really worry about her, and she mostly stayed away from my stuff. I think she also really liked the beets that I had planted. She was eating the beet leaves. Um, so I didn't get the beets that I normally get. But I got green beans this year, which I've never gotten before because she's always eaten them all. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. That's just kind of how life goes. If the rabbit didn't eat your beets, she's eating your beans. Would you rather have beet or beans? Make a decision. Pick one. So, it was a fair trade. I got lots of beets last year, and I can get beets at the farmer's market pretty easily. So, I'll try again either this fall or next spring. I'll get a bunch of beets. I'll just plant more now that I know that the rabbit likes it. Oh, I'm gonna die. Don't! Come on. Yeah. Come on. One more bat. 2 more bats. 3 more bats. Come on. No, not from behind. She's gonna get me. Don't want to die down here. Ooh. Alright, last bat. Oh, she got me anyway. Bummer. That's okay. Yeah, so that garden bed just wasn't doing well. A lot of the stuff that I wanted out of it had died. So I had kind of forgotten about it and was taking care of a bunch of other beds. And, just like when you've got 10 or 15 areas to focus on, something's going to fall through the cracks. Like right now, my apple tree, not doing well. Crispy leaves on that bad boy. He needs some water. Um, but I've just been not giving it to him because I've been busy, I guess, taking care of other things. Maybe I'll go do that later. But um, he needs some water. All the other trees out there are looking pretty good. One of the cherries is looking a little dry, um, but to be fair, it's in the sun. So I'm going to leave these things here. I'm going to take that and that. You and you and you and you and you and you can stay. I would like to bring this and this and this and this and that and this with me. Let's roll. Oh, did I leave more tools there? Yep, I definitely did. You can stay and you can stay and you can stay and you can stay. I want you and you and you and you. Okay. You can stop at the community center on the way because I know one of those rocks belongs there. Yeah, so that bed was getting overrun with weeds, and I didn't want to just go and pull them all out because I was like, what a waste of my time. And I don't really have anything to plant in there anyway. I think what I will probably end up doing is maybe putting bok choy in there in the fall. I haven't started the bok choy in a seed tray, so I'd probably have to start the bok choy in a seed tray and then I'll plant it out. But what I've done in the meantime to kill the weeds is I've taken a big sheet of plastic that was left over from when I walled in the greenhouse, like with plastic, um, laid that over top, and then weighed it down with some buckets. So that's called solarizing. Oh boy, what do I want to get rid of? Nope, I don't have to get rid of anything. It's called solarizing. Um, when you use the sun and that trapped moisture and that trapped heat to kill the grass. So that's what I did. I went and stomped all the grass down, put plastic over it, and it's being killed. And either this fall or later, I'll go and plant things in it. I might plant like winter wheat there for fun. I've read a book recently about amethyst. Yes. Hold that thought on the book. Doop. Here we go. Maru. It is summer in Sebastian's room. Okay. Okay. You do you. Oh, no, it's her brother. Sorry. Sorry. Just kidding. Okay, today is Sunday. Oh, she goes home at 8. And we're probably not very good friends. Monday, she leaves her room at about 9. So we could get it to her Monday. An amethyst. Okay. Yes, I would like that. Amethyst. Don't have one on me. We're gonna have to go get one. I was talking about a book. I got a library book probably 6 months ago or so. Owl. About adding grains to your garden, specifically to your flower beds to make them look pretty, because grains grow in a certain way that is just pretty. I don't know how to explain it otherwise. It's just gorgeous. The way that they'll also just the dynamic of how they move in the wind and stuff like that. Like they are definitely a good addition. Oh, I should have dropped off that fried egg. It's fine. We'll leave it right there so that we don't accidentally use it. So I'm experimenting with them. Like I planted that barley, and then this past year, oh, amethyst. When I made my new tomato beds, a lot of wheat grew because I used a lot of straw in that bed. So the wheat grew because straw is just wheat that's been harvested, and like the heads have been taken off, but you can't get all the heads. Or please. It's really hard to get every single bit out. Of course, it's basically impossible. So there's a lot of extra wheat that ends up going into my garden. So I let all of that germinate, and I didn't pull it. I let it grow to full maturity, and I harvested it, and I like put it in a 5-gallon bucket in batches and like hit it with a big stick, like a 4x4 big piece of wood, and of course not every single bit came out. Some of it was left behind, but I collected as much as I could that had fallen out, and all of the straw and the leftover bits, they're going to be fed to my chickens because I put straw in my coop. So my chickens will go through it and they will pick out all of the extra bits. They're old enough that they get it. They understand that their bedding has treats in it if there's fresh bedding. So they'll go and they'll clean that up. And so it will not go to waste. It will feed my birds. What I did collect, I probably collected maybe like 4 cups of wheat. And that's enough to make a loaf of bread for sure if I had a grinder, if it was clean. I didn't get every single like hole, and there's some, there's still dirt and some grass bits, and so there's still bits in it. But I got most of it off. And so I think that if I had a grinder, I would make flour and then make bread. I don't have that right now. So I think I'll probably feed it to my chickens this winter. Maybe I'll save some and and use it for seed. I have a lot of wheat. I have some wheatgrass seed in the garage that I pulled out of the garbage somewhere because I'm a bit of a dumpster diver. And then I also have some wheat that I bought at the Asian market. Moss. Interesting. Yeah, so I'm experimenting with grains. I also have oats that I was able to get at the market, but I've not planted yet. So, and I've done like research, like I've read the book, but I don't remember what seasons, like is it a spring thing, a summer thing, a fall thing, winter, I don't know. So I'm just kind of like throwing stuff out there and seeing what happens and seeing how it does in my climate, in my yard. Just a fun little experiment. Like, definitely not planting it to live off of. But super fun to try. So that's probably what that garden bed will be. And then I have 2 raised beds that I've been working in. I had sweet corn and amaranth and carrots, I think. Carrots and kale in those 2 raised beds, and I cleaned them out and I added compost mulch and did the same kind of like scatter sow of seeds of just like the random things. And then in one of them, I planted soybeans so that I can try and grow edamame. Now the bunny rabbit, she ate all of my edamame last year, but she left the seed pods behind. So like it would put on a couple of seed pods and I'd be like, oh, well, that's not enough to like pick for a decent amount of edamame, so I like left it. and they hopefully, I just planted them yesterday, so hopefully they will germinate and I will be able to do it again. Be able to get edamame without the bunny rabbit stealing it. So we'll see. See how it goes. Anyway, that's what's going on in my garden. That's what's going on in my chickens. That's how my life is going. Thanks for listening. You guys always make me feel better. Alright, double checking. Maru would like an amethyst. This is an amethyst. Yes. Ticket! Nope. That's to the boys. Nope. Wrong. Ah! It's alright. Gabrielle's cutscene. Just hang out. Just chill. I don't know if I've ever seen this cutscene before. Or if I have, it's been a long time. Girl just like left. Oh. Oh. I'm sorry. Is this man about to threaten me? I wish I had a camera so you guys could see my face. This man's threatening me. You know what? I wasn't gonna date your daughter, but now I'm gonna date her even harder. This man. Let's see. No, I've definitely never had this cutscene before. Let's see. In real life, I would definitely say nothing. I'd be like, and then I would tell her later in private if we were actually dating or if we were actually friends. Let's see. I don't know. This is a kind of a double whammy because, like, will I have a better reputation with Maru but a worse reputation with Demetrius? Which one do I care about? Or does it really not matter at all? Because they're just pixels. You know what? They're just pixels. I'm gonna hurt feelings. Yeah. Yeah. Tell her. Tell her, Dad. Tell the truth. Yeah. That's right. Your dirt's not gonna crystallize, girl. You weirdo. Yeah, get out of my way, dude. Huh? Who do you think you are? Alright. Jeez. The dads. The dads of this town. I will not harass the villagers anymore. I'm sorry. Wow. I liked that. That was new for me. I had never seen that before. I don't know if maybe that's new to the update or if I've just never really been friends with Maru before. Good stuff. I really want to use this ticket, but I want to finish the bundles too. Ooh, tea. Gonna go give it to Maru. What are you gonna do about it, Demetrius? Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Maru. 2 hearts with Maru. Ha. Yeah. Yep. He Why do you put bats on my property if you don't like me? Make it make sense, brother. Make it make sense. Oh no. Unfortunately, you didn't see any of that because I had my webpage pulled up. My apologies. I'm working very hard, okay? I'm trying my best. You don't get it. You don't understand. I'm very sorry. I'm trying my very best. It's new software, and if you've seen my window, both of them are pulled up on the software, and I just... It's my bad, everybody. You didn't even get to see that cutscene. You didn't even get to see that. I was arguing at thin air because you couldn't see it, and you were just staring at Maru's webpage, probably just going real in depth on all those tabs that I have saved. That sucks. That's a bummer. I could start the day over, but because I don't want to do any editing, I'm not gonna. I think that's the charm. And I'd have to tell you all about my garden all over again, and I just don't think I can do it. I don't think I can keep... I don't think I can. So, I'm very sorry. Oh, dummy. What a bummer. It's fine. I will get over it someday. Not today, but someday. I'm gonna go back to the mines. If you made it all the way to the video where I make you stare at a web screen for 10 minutes or longer, leave a comment. Noah, leave a comment. Because I know you're the only one watching right now. Someday I hope people start watching my videos. But for now, I know you're listening. Leave me a comment. And I'll know. I'll know if you don't. Because I'll be watching. These videos get 3 or 4 views right now. 3 or 4 views. And my burner YouTube account is one of them. That's my secret, Captain. I don't have any food. It's fine. It's not really what we're here for. We're here to burn off our rage. Maybe we'll find food along the way. The food is really the friends we made along the way. Demetrius doesn't think I'm good enough for his daughter. Man. I'm awesome, okay? I would treat her like a lady. Let her be a scientist. Huh? You think I'm gonna put her to work on the farm? Hold her back? Nar. Nor. The only characters that I have romanced are Harvey and Emily, I think. So Maru is definitely on my radar as an option because I just haven't like done them all yet. Haha, done them all. In this playthrough I want to do somebody different. So, although I've seen so many people when this update came out that Harvey's cutscenes are pretty cool. But I don't like Alex and I don't like Sam. I think they're just both too, like, neither of them would give me a second look in real life. Neither would Blondie, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Haley. I don't know why Buffy the Vampire Slayer comes to mind when I look at her. Okay, if I go after that guy, I will die. So I think I'm just gonna leave. The Monster Manual. Is that our first book? No. Second book. Wow. Look at us go. Okay, it is too late in the day to have the axe upgraded to get through those logs, so I think we're just going to try and do that next time, if I can be bothered to remember. But for now, I think we're probably just going to go tuck in, call it a day. Because I'm hungry. It's 1:15. I'm hungry. Haven't had lunch yet. Don't need to sell any of that, so we'll just pop right on into bed. Ugh. Crops or animals? Probably gonna have to go crops. I don't even have any animals right now. Alright. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I apologize. I will get better in the future, hopefully, about managing my screens and whatnot. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.